Hey, Grande Live. This is Will Bowman with Jim Whitbeck and Eric Valentine, and I'm here on Eastern Oregon Adventures, brought to you by Blue Mountain Outfitters. And if you haven't noticed, it's a little different this time. We don't just have Eric sitting in the studio using the third-person pronoun you a lot, where I'm sitting here with two people and one person who's trying to be invested in the outdoors. And we're going to talk about some outdoor subjects. So thank you guys for being here with me. And Jim is our new sponsor for the show at Blue Mountain Outfitters, and he's going to be joining us.
Cool.
So,
thanks, Will.
So today we kind of decided we were going to talk about. So last week I went up to Chimney Lake, and we went camping out past Lostine, correct?
Lostine. Mm-hmm.
And I bought my first ever used GPS system. It was a little Garmin, about that big, really small.
At least it was lightweight, huh?
It was very lightweight, and after I got it, it was kind of funny. It wasn't actually working. The screen was all garbled, and I took it and I slammed it on the car, and that made it work. At least,
That speaks well for Garmin technology, doesn't it?
So, but
exactly
that was just
what you want to have happen.
yeah. But that was just the beginning of my problems with this GPS system, because once I got up and hiking, I would get it working and I would get it connected, but then when I would put it in my pocket, it would disconnect from the satellite and it wouldn't work. And so I just kind of wanted to know what's going on with my GPS, and should I even be using GPS? Like, let's just talk about some GPS stuff.
Well, being the low-tech guy...
And we'll go for 5 minutes
right.
here.
Yeah. Well, being the low-tech guy, it was probably afraid of you. After you slammed it, I probably figured, I'd better be quiet.
I prefer to operate through fear.
I'm not an expert. Well,
all right, so next time, don't slam my...
Right,
it was the only
right.
way that it was going to work.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think, Jim?
Well, it's funny because I'm supposed to be selling these things, right? And I'm an outdoor store. I did for a little while when I first got going, and the thing is that they're really expensive. And, a lot of people prefer map and compass, and I did prefer map and compass for a while. But honestly, your cell phone, any smartphone basically has as much technology built into it as a GPS unit does. And so there's a lot of really great apps out there that do the same thing that Garmin would do, but based on your experience, quite a bit better. So I think it's not, one of these apps the one that I use called Gaia, I pay $20 to get into the app. I can download any USGS, basically any USGS topo map, along with some other sort of layers and options that I want anytime, and it'll just track me all over the place. It's a little bit, I've had a similar thing, but a little bit different in that if I put it on power saving mode, I think it shuts things down when you put it into standby or whatever. It shuts things down so that it only picks it back up every time you pull it out and turn it back on again. Mm-hmm. But still, it's got these kind of waypoints that it can manage things by, and it's usually pretty accurate. It's a little generous in its calculation of vertical and mileage, but it's good.
Well, here's the problem, though. See, I don't own an iPhone. I own a dumb phone. I am
Yeah.
still a child of the dumb phone age by choice, and
Right.
so the question of an iPhone, I don't think I'm going to be able to get an app for it. She's like, got this little thing right here. My little Pantech, it's still got a keyboard. I mean, these things are really old. So I guess for someone like me who doesn't own,
Right.
Because, smartphones are great,
Yeah.
but for someone like me who doesn't own it, what do you guys think?
That's where Eric teaches you everything you need to know, basically.
Right. Yeah, I've used a compass for years for a couple reasons. I did buy a GPS, and it wasn't sufficiently intuitive for me. And
smart technology wasn't
right.
smart enough.
Well, no, it was too smart for my my brain. And the other problem, I like to pack light.
Oh, gosh.
And so when I take a GPS with me, I not only have to take the GPS and its weight with a couple batteries in it, but I feel I need a couple reserve batteries to take along. Same thing with an iPhone. I take a lot of pictures with my iPhone. That takes a lot of power. If I also use it as a device for tracking where I am and where I'm going, that takes even more power. Now,
Yeah,
they
it
do
takes
have
connectors
rechargeable units, and I can carry one, but again, wanting to go lightweight, that's another it's a few more ounces than I want to carry. So the compass is very practical. I enjoy the exercise of having a topo map and kind of looking at major land points or landmarks, peaks and whatnot, and calculating where they are. I don't do that much off-trail hiking, frankly. I think if I were going off-trail more often, I would maybe look at a smartphone or a GPS. But generally, before I take a trip, I've looked at it on the map. I know where I'm going. The compass is more if I should get a little bit off trail, just kind of orienting myself to what direction I should be going. If I'm caught in fog and clouds or something, the compass is great. It doesn't run out of power, and it gets me where I want to go. So maybe that's kind of age-based.
I think you and I too agree. Like whatever you're using, you should also have a map and a compass, and know at least roughly how to do some orienteering stuff. I think.
Could you define orienteering for people
it's
who
just
have
map
no idea?
and compass use,
Okay,
basically.
gotcha.
Yeah. And it's just kind of a way of finding out where you are based on landmarks and stuff. And I think what's nice about the app for me is, especially if I'm skiing, because I'm usually off trail when I'm skiing, then I can track my exact vertical up and down for the day, which is a little bit harder to do based on a map. But I also had fun kind of just cross-referencing it against each other. But I think if anything, what we're telling you, Will, is that I know you bought this at the Boy Scouts.
I was going to say, mine was $5.
You should see, okay, well, that's good.
No guarantees, Will.
You should see what the Scouts return policy is.
I'll make sure to contact the person that sold it to me
Yes,
about that.
right. Well, we'll see, Will. I think didn't you see the as-is tag on it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I was not aware. Maybe I should start looking into all the other stuff that I bought.
Right.
Well, I think we're out of time for this one. This was super fun, and what I've gotten out of this is I should be bringing a map and compass no matter where I go, and even if I have a GPS, and maybe that will be an option for the future. But it was interesting chatting with you guys. So
Yeah, thanks.
yeah.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah, and thank you guys. Thanks for Grande Live. Tune in next time. This program was brought to you by Blue Mountain Outfitters, and we'll see you next time on Eastern Oregon Adventures.